From Rotten Tomatoes, we have breaking news. Am I Racist officially has a red tomato. Congratulations, Matt.
Thank you.
You were certified gray, but now you are certified red tomato. It's not fresh. They didn't give you the fresh rating. Is that what it is?
Well, it is fresh. It's not. It's
Okay.
not certified fresh because we don't have enough ratings, and we'll never have enough ratings because the mainstream critics are completely ignoring this film like it doesn't exist.
Isn't it true that you guys had sent a link for the preview or like to review the movie early to a left-wing critic? He wrote a critical review, but then you saw that he had never actually watched it. That's what someone told me.
Yeah, something like that happened with, I believe, with the first film. What is a Woman?
Okay.
It was reviewed. I don't remember who it was, but somebody reviewed it, and we could tell in the link that they didn't watch. They watched like
but
a little bit.
He authored a completely scathing review.
Yeah, absolutely. And on this one, we sent we sent it out for critics to screen, weeks ahead of time, as you do when you have a film and you're proud of it. You think it'll get good reviews, or at least it deserves good reviews. And we sent it out. We got a whole bunch of responses from a lot of independent critics who basically told us to F off, and they've got no interest. They would never review a movie by Matt Walsh.
Very independent of them.
Right. And then the mainstream critics, we actually had a few that Rolling Stone, for example, asked for a screener. We gave it to them and expressed some interest in reviewing it, never published a review. There are a couple other mainstream critics that seemed like they were interested in reviewing it, never published a review. And, I'm biased, of course, in my feeling on this, but I have been wondering, why wouldn't they just publish a review and rip it apart and pan it and say that it's terrible? That's what they usually do with quote unquote conservative movies. They could easily do that here. The Rolling Stone publishes stuff about me all the time, talking about what a terrible guy I am. So that you think they'd love to do that about this movie, and they haven't yet. And I think that part of the reason for that, well, there's two reasons. One is that the movie calls attention to something that I think they just don't want to talk about, which is that the DEI grift. And two, it's a good movie. And if they were to give any kind of honest review, any kind of credible review, I'm not saying they'd have to give it 4 stars, but they'd have to at least they have to give it some credit. They wouldn't be able to claim that it's just a total artistic disaster. And but then they also know that if they were to publish a review, even if it was like 1.5 stars, this is a bad movie, but it's got this and this going for it. It was kind of funny. I laughed. Even if they were to say even that much, their readership would revolt. It would be a mutiny. And so that's why they're just ignoring it, I think.
Do you think any reviewers sent their editors a moderate review, like you're saying, some negative, some positive, and the person got it and was like, I just can't run this. It's not worth the risk?
I have no idea. It would not surprise me at all. I mean, we know what happened. We have had a couple of well-known reviewers who are not mainstream because they don't work for mainstream publications, but we had some of these YouTube reviewers. Jeremy Johns is a big one, and he published a review, which we really appreciate. It was a positive review, and he's got millions of subscribers. And then the left spent several days on Twitter attacking this guy and calling him racist for watching, not even for liking the movie. It's just the simple fact that he watched it and said anything about it made him racist automatically. And I think a lot of these other reviewers are looking at that and they're like, I don't want any part of that.
Right. Yeah, so you ended up with, you've got 10 reviews. You've got over 1,000 audience verified ratings, giving it a 98% verified hot. I give the film, my review is 10 out of 10, and I think it is fair to call it a masterpiece.